Do
I
I
mean,
love
it's
the
just,
Do I love the
you know,
OG
that's
colors?
not to
Yes.
say that, you know, but I mean, you know, here's something interesting. One of the Altus sites, the frames of the stalls in the upper level control center for the launch crew bathroom
Yep.
are dusty rose. No kidding.
That's
I got
weird.
pictures of them. And I'm like, wow, you guys are really out there. In terms of the colors.
Well, I talked about you I talked about it one time. You go from seafoam, but if you look at the Nebraska sites, it's like a forest green. It's not seafoam. It's dark green.
Sure. And the Bradshaw, Texas is the same way.
That's weird.
It's that, and I know, I mean, you know, we talk about these sites all being unitary.
Yeah.
But I can promise you, there are substantial differences.
Every Titan 1 site that I've seen is seafoam.
Yeah.
Not Atlas
Yeah.
F. There's variances.
Now, I will tell you, though, some of the Lowry sites are yellow. The cableways are yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, I never saw those before. The Larson sites were always seafoam green.
Damn.
Okay.
And the utility
I mean, some of the Lowry sites were yellow. What really got me is I came across down on the bottom of 4 when I was a kid on level 8, not even in the sump, on level 8, you could see some of the original seafoam green of the stall dividers. You know, those metal stall dividers for the bathrooms?
Oh, yeah.
And they were all seafoam green. And to see them as dusty rose for the 577th, I was always like, wow, what happened? You know? I mean, so I don't know. And what's interesting, too, is keep in mind, now, Site 4 is really Site 11. And Site 5, just 8.5 miles down the road, is Site 12 during construction.
Why would they do dusty rose? Like maybe rust? You won't see rust on dusty
that's a really, I mean, Bryce, that's a $1 million question. I don't know. I can tell you that, you know, our entryway coming down from the wedges on the surface all the way down to the entrapment area. I mean, all of the Walker sites, they were painted, except Site 5. Site 5 doesn't have any paint. Now, it had like all of the other sites. All of the sites had a reflective stripe, okay, midway up the walls, okay? And the rationale was that in case of a complete and utter failure of primary and secondary emergency lighting, you know, they could, most all those guys smoked. You could take your Zippo and just, you know, light the way out of there. And a lot of times you could follow the stripe, okay? And years and years ago, I saw this. So I was asking Phil Moore, you know, again, the deputy that was at Site 2. And, you know, it was like, Phil, did you ever remember the entryway at Site 5 isn't painted. So, I don't know. You know what I mean?
That's hardcore detail. This is why we're doing the podcast. It gets that deep.
You know, if I have done enough work on all of the Walker sites, all of the electrical conduit is run in a different way, but yet the lights are in the required placement. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And, you know, I mean, granted, I can't find any Walker prints, but I will tell you of the recent us finding 70-some thousand negatives, I found one document that makes reference to the Walker sites.
Right.
But I'm waiting to get it in high resolution so I can blow it up. I mean, can you imagine? It's only taken me 40 years, you know? I mean, my God. I could find it for all the other squadrons, but do you think I could find one for Walker? So Ira was kidding me about that because he heard you say that on one of your podcasts, Bryce, and he was laughing. And so Ira was telling me this morning, he was just like going down there. He goes, yeah, all these years. I said, yeah, I come across this one. But I got another 100 and almost 140 pages to go. And so I'd say another 15,000.
The quality's there, so it's worth digging through.
Well, I think so. I mean, I'm finding all the prints. I mean, I couldn't believe all the color photographs I got with the helicopter at Site 4.
Oh, yeah.
It showed where the original helicopter pad was.
That's cool.
I mean, there were some things. I mean, that's how this works. It's that one photograph that shows you this one clue that you couldn't find otherwise. And then I've got some great Site 4 aerials. Oh my God. And they're in color. They're just fabulous.
Damn.
And I can't wait. I'm going to blow them up to like 4 by 6 feet.
That's crazy.
I know. I can't wait. I mean, they're just phenomenal. They're just gorgeous.
And that was from...
They're installing the launch platform.
That's from 70 years ago.
That had to be early to mid 62.
Yeah, 70 years ago. You think about the pixelation that would have had to have been done?
Oh, I know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm a kid in a candy store. You know, as I go through these, when I start to get tired, then all of a sudden I'll find one that rings a bell, and God, why does that thing look familiar? And then the more I look at it, you know, I was talking to David Johnson that owns Hobart, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I said, I got a photograph that I swear I am looking at in the upper level of one of the Altus sites. Can't tell which one.
Operational?
But it's your SATAF commander. I know it is. And, you know, so I called him up and I said, man, I think I found this. I'm going to send it over to you and blow it up. And I said, I got to get a good print of what the guy, I know he went on from a colonel, he became a general because he did such a great job building the 577 sites. And so again, it's like I tell you, Bryce, this just, you know, it just tells a story. You know, so, but it's slowly getting there. I mean, I hope to. I mean, at the rate my legs are playing out, I mean, I'm looking at obviously changing, doing more things. You know, maybe even resurrecting Siloworld.
You need to.
Yeah.
I'll help you. You need to do it.
I'm more of a photograph person than I am live action, like for YouTube. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not judging them, but I mean, I was kidding. I mean, we had a film crew here last night, and, you know, with all the filming that was going on, and the gal was really kind. And she said to me, she says, Gary, I looked at all of your YouTube videos, and, you know, I mean, and she really paid a nice compliment. I said, you know, bless your heart. I said, it's okay. But I said, you know, mine looks like a first grader did them. Okay, you know, of course she's laughing. I'm laughing. And it's like, it's just not my forte, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not going to be a Cecil B. DeMille. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. And so, you know, would I rather play with photographs? Yeah, I would. I mean, I really would, because to me, I enjoy the photographs a little more because, you know, of course we can blow them up. And that's not to say you can't from video. I mean, can you imagine? I can't wait again to get to the archives in D.C. I have located a 20-some minute film of building the Walker sites. Okay?
Yeah.
Is at the archives. I mean, it's the only thing like it. I mean, I can't imagine what that's going to be like to look live action at the sites.
Be amazing.
I know. And I mean, there's just certain things that, and maybe next year. I mean, maybe next year.
I'll go with you next year. How about Site 5?
I mean, the more the merrier, Bryce. I say that, please, for all of your listeners. Look at these folks that want to get together.
We'll do a true video of us meeting up.
I'm sorry?
A true video meeting in Washington to see all the shit.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you... How about Site 5?
I even got the finding aids from the chief historian of the Corps of Engineers. I mean, he was so kind. I'm not too sure he's still the chief historian, but I mean, this is from years ago. He personally sent me the finding aid. And I mean, I can't wait to go through those boxes.
Hell yeah.
And then, of course, then you've got the College Park, Maryland side on the audio visual, which is going to be all the photograph and live action. I mean, just wow. I mean, granted, I was due out there last April, but DC was still, a lot of the federal organizations were still under the COVID protocols.
Yeah.
So to me, I was just going to wait until all that's over. And, you know,
much easier.
And I think, I'm sorry?
Much easier to wait till that shit's over with.
I mean, oh, yeah. But it's something David Johnson and I have been talking about. I mean, David's been building now for, 25, 30 years. You know, he's building this pretty good-sized database of everything Atlas. And, you know, we were talking, really what you need to do the first is just go. And, you know, not try to, other than just get a good gauge of what do they have, what areas, you know, what do these things look like, what's the standard formats, what's the policies, what's the procedures, you know, and then go back and set up how do we want to tackle these, because we've already got permission to digitize. It's all in the public domain.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, the only thing is they won't allow us to use self-feeders. You know, and I can understand that. I mean, come on, you're dealing with a negative, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, we have to have certain pieces of equipment. So, I mean, but at least I want to do that. I want to get the ball rolling on that live action of the 579 sites being built. I just think that would be stellar.
Hell yeah.